Hi everyone, it's Sarah back here. Sorry everything is late. We've had some health issues in the family, so things might be a little bit scattered and not as updated this summer. I'm just a little warning. But I'm here to do a wrap up of the end of May and likely the first week of June because I didn't really read a whole lot. Yeah, between a reading slump and nerves and all of that, things, yeah. Anyway, the first book that I finished in the second half of May was The Nest by Cynthia D'Aprix-Sweeney. This is a literary fiction book that I believe I got, in my Book of the Month box last year at some point. And this is a family drama. The story starts with these 4 children and their father put a little bit of money in a fund for them for when they grew up, and I believe when they turned 40 they would split the money 4 ways, and he was like, just a little bit of money, something to just, because he was a hard worker, and just a little bit of something to give, maybe they could take a vacation or something. But because of fantastic investing, this became a very, very, very large sum of money, and he died only like 2 or 3 years after he started this fund. You know that saying, don't count your eggs before they hatch? That is this book. Their mother remarries very quickly after their father's death, and now 20 years later or whatever, they're ready to get this money, and then they realize their mother used that money to buy out one of their brother's problems, and it goes from there. So when I was reading this book, I was definitely thinking about money and how it's not all that's cracked up to be at times, especially not inheritances, because when you start living like you're looking forward to that money coming to you, you sometimes can miss out on things. It also made me think a little bit about the state of elder care in the United States and how siblings will fight and fight and fight over their inheritance while their parents are still alive and aren't really realizing it's not their money yet. And that it's actually their parents' money. So there were a lot of feelings and thoughts with this book, and I actually really liked it because it did get me thinking. Was it the book I really wanted to read right during all of this craziness? Probably not, but I did like it. I also read this cute little book, Alecs Approximately, by Jen Bennett. This is a retelling of the movie You've Got Mail, and it's a young adult, and it's a contemporary, obviously, and it is absolutely adorable. These two met on the internet, and she goes to live with her father, who happens to live in the same town as this person that she's been communicating with, and she's in this town. She doesn't tell him that she came there, and she meets another guy, and they end up being the same. It's cutesy. It was really, really adorable, and I liked it. I also read from my Kindle, Nursing a Grudge, a Maternal Instincts Mystery by Diana Orgain. And this was a cute little cozy mystery that I enjoyed. Completely unbelievable though, because no one's baby behaves that well. Let me just tell you, she lugging around her baby everywhere, and yeah, no, that so doesn't happen in real life. And she's trying to be a private investigator. She thinks this is something that she would like to do, and she solves a little murder, and it was adorable and fluffy and delightful. I was supposed to read all of this, I think, The Leaves of Grass by Walt Whitman, but then I read some of the people in my group, and they said if you read anything, just read Song of Myself, which I did read. I did not finish the rest of it. I probably will pick it up again at another time, but this was really just not what I was wanting. I am not very good with the poetry, to be perfectly honest, but he definitely talks a lot about sex, I think. There's a lot, I got that part, the rest of it I didn't get, but there was a lot of alluding to sex in this. And maybe that's why he was famous? I don't know, because I can't imagine people way back then really liking this sort of thing, so it must have been pretty scandalous. Anyway, yeah, so maybe another time I'll pick it up and finish some more of it, but I guess I read his most famous work, and it was what it was. Not really my thing. And then I read these next two books for what seemed, I think it took me about 2 weeks to read these two books, because this is when all the doctor's appointments were happening and things were going down and I couldn't even get out of my own way. So I read The Little Book of Hygge, Danish Secrets to Happy Living, and I really liked this because it was definitely very calming and it gave me such cozy feelings, and I immediately got out my unscented candles and are lighting them everywhere so that I can be all Hygge. I'm also sitting on an old sheepskin I found. It's so exciting. And it made me long for winter, which is my favorite season, because I like to be cozy. And the only real good English word in translation for this, for the word Hygge, is probably like cozy. So this book was absolutely delightful and kind of what I needed. And there's some recipes in here, and I really want to make grog. Just saying. But I have to bring this back to the library. I think it's late. For some reason, this one took me simply ages to read. Girl in Disguise by Greer McAllister. It is a historical fiction, but it is a very fast-paced historical fiction, and it was actually very good. It is about a Kate Warren, and she was the first female Pinkerton detective. There's not really a lot known about her, probably the way she wanted it, but she was mentioned in as one of the people who helped foil an assassination attempt on President Lincoln. And that is kind of written up in this book, but it takes a long time to get there. But it is a very fast read. Like, this normally would take me like 2 days to read, but because of the mood I was in and everything that was going on, it just took me forever. But I did try to take my mood into consideration when I rated it. I gave it a little bit of a higher rating because I know that I really wish I had read this book at a different time. It was like girl power and awesome, and it was very good. Here's the story. If you like lots of details about how she got things done, then you might not like this book, because things are very brushed over and we move very quickly through this book. They don't talk about how they come up with their plan, like the actual detective skills. Like, there's not a lot of that. It is definitely faster than that and very fast-paced. So I would recommend this for a summer read, to be honest, because it was very quick. I think most people who like historical fiction would like it, as long as they don't require too much depth. Then again, no one knew that much about this person, so there's only so many historical resources that she could go to. So it really is more on the fiction side of the historical fiction. So that's kind of the wrap up for now. I am currently participating in Read-A-Rama, and things have picked up with my reading a little bit. I'm trying to make a little bit more time for myself so that I can read, because reading is one of my favorite things to do in this world, and it helps keep my stress level down. So I've been ignoring some other responsibilities and just sitting and reading. Like I said, because of things going on, I may not be posting quite as regularly this summer, but I hope to try to keep to an update schedule. I'm hoping things will be okay, but anyway, is what it is. And but I have to be there for my family, because they are more important. Sorry. And also, I logged on and I have over 100 subscribers. Like, that is so crazy to me, to be perfectly honest. 100 people, that's a lot of people. It's a real lot of people. So thank you to all of you who are subscribed to me, and now I'm gonna be doing whatever I feel like this summer, because who in the world knows what's gonna be happening. So I thank you so much, and I will try to keep it together the best I can for everybody this summer. And I hope that you're all reading a good book right now. So I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.